Can't we all just take a second to appreciate how much Daniel Craig, after many years of playing Bond, now feels relaxed, like he can finally be himself in a way? Because I don't think I've ever seen somebody, not just like him, but just anybody wear a swimsuit like that. Kind of interesting. World's greatest detective wearing that. If you're trying to solve a mystery, I guess you want to look fashionable when it comes to swimming. I mean, the fact that this man literally walks into the pool with that on, I mean, that's something. I mean, no hate if a man just wants to look good, alright?
You must be really great at Clue, huh?
I'm very bad at dumb things. Ticking boxes, running around, searching all the rooms. It's just a terrible, terrible game.
Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery is directed and written once again by Rian Johnson. The film again has an ensemble cast that includes Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe, Kathryn Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Jessica Henwick, Madelyn, Cline, Kate Hudson, and Dave Bautista. According to IMDb's plot synopsis, tech billionaire Miles Braun invites his friends for a getaway on his private Greek island. When someone turns up dead, Detective Benoit Blanc is put on the case. Rian Johnson continues into the murder mystery genre with a follow-up to Knives Out as we see more of Daniel Craig's Benoit Blanc on another case. To think that we would be getting a sequel to the first Knives Out is kind of crazy to think about. Not to say that it's impossible, but usually whenever it's an original IP, those tend to don't usually last long. It's always sequels, reboots, and remakes these days. The fact that we're getting a sequel to an original IP, I mean, if Rian Johnson's got something and he still wants to have Daniel Craig be at the center of all of these cases, by all means, I'll take it, okay? I love that first Knives Out movie, okay? I will take more. Give me more, please, Rian Johnson. I managed to see this one not on Netflix, okay, but on the big screen because when this was released back in 2022, there was at least a 1 week theatrical release. And I managed to go see that movie on the big screen. And thank God I did because, man, that was a lot of fun because to this day, it's probably one of my favorite movie going experiences ever. I think when I usually recollect about movies that I saw in the theaters, usually, the bigger ones will get noticed Star Wars, Marvel, but like this movie, this was just such an awesome time to see this with just a crowd. It was awesome. Everyone was laughing, everyone was going along, everyone was just glued to the screen. They couldn't look away. They were loving it. It was pretty much a packed theater when I saw it, and it was again just really cool to have been there to witness it all. I also thought that this was an improvement over the first, and also it was my favorite film of 2022. I kid you not, this is still my favorite film of 2022 so much because of how much I loved how this movie was, how crafted it all came, and again, Rian Johnson just still has it, man. He just knows how to wow an audience and just reel them in with something that can be as enticing as a whodunit film. And after rewatching it, I still love it. Okay, and I still think that actually, in my eyes, this is an improvement over the first movie. And I don't want to throw shade at the first movie. I love the first film. The fact that a sequel is better than its original, that's rare. Okay, in my eyes, that's a very rare thing to do. Okay, Rian Johnson just continues to play and have fun with this genre. Anytime he is given the chance to play within the parameters or just the tropes of a genre, with this being the murder mystery, he just knows how to just weave in everything and just pull it along together to make just a perfect blanket, or rather movie. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, there's no negatives here. I could not find a single negative. Here are now all the positives. The performances are excellent. Everyone in the cast was exciting and hilarious to watch, entertaining the viewers throughout. Just like with the first film, even though this is an entirely new cast besides Daniel Craig, I gotta say, everyone just still knows how to go along. They are still amazing in this movie, and Daniel Craig, God bless him, I love him, okay? He is such a puppy dog as Benoit Blanc in this film this time around. It's just crazy how much this man, who always tries to be as suave and as lovely and sophisticated as he is, man, you give him a mystery, he is like a dog. He will try to describe and tell how things are gonna go so fast. It's just funny but also adorable to watch. And again, Daniel Craig, he is having a fun time with this character, and he just continues to show how much that a character like Benoit Blanc is just such a delight to have, such a treat in our lives. And everyone else in this movie contributes the same efforts that everyone else in the last movie did. And again, it's just great knowing that you have a great cast just riffing off each other, just knowing when to play off each other's strengths and just carry this movie throughout to keep viewers just really excited while going. The direction is spotless. Again, director Rian Johnson brings the thrills and humors along, allowing for a tight whodunit. Just like with this first movie, there is nothing about this film that is terrible in how Rian Johnson goes about it. This man just really confident. He feels so empowered and confident in what he is making and what he is doing that everything and every choice that he does in this movie with regards to how he wants characters to feel and how the audience should be picking up the clues and whatnot, it tells you how much that this guy really wants audiences to have the best time when watching a movie like this. You know that this is a guy who wants audiences to be invested and to play along into this whodunit and to see where things are going, where they're heading, what the killer has in store. That shows you how much that this is a director that knows and takes everything that he has to make a movie like this, and it's incredible, especially during a period like this, because of course not only is the movie set during this time, but this was shot all in COVID. So the fact that he was able to masterfully put together this movie, there was not a single time that it looked rushed or poorly made. It looked like everything was handled with care, and Rian Johnson just knew how to assemble all these pieces together to make something so beautiful. The writing is solid. Once again, Johnson crafts a script that's just clever and sharp from beginning to end. It also delivers on the laughs, just like how the first movie did. Johnson just knows how to make a fun time with regards to not just characters, but just a genre. I know I'm saying this multiple times, but I'm telling you, this guy understands the parameters he is in, how he is playing into them, while still making fun of it. He just knows how to have a laugh. And I think that that's the charm and beauty of this series. He just knows that it's okay to laugh at the absurdity, the stupidity of all this. That's the point. But the point is also to be as invested with these characters, even if you're still laughing at this whole kind of situation. And it's just great knowing that Johnson just continues to deliver on something that is still as effective as it is. Because, again, in the wrong hands, this could be just completely repetitive and stupid, but not in Johnson's hands. He just knows how to craft this thing together to make it so amazing. The story is on point. Watching Detective Blanc solve a murder on a billionaire's private island was fun and funny, all wrapped in one, giving viewers a roller coaster of twists and turns. That's just the best way I would describe it. I think the story, just like how the first film was, it was still tight, still feels like everything was condensed in a way where it felt right. And again, yes, it plays into those tropes and still makes fun of them. But you know what? For how much Johnson knows how to write this movie, I'm not gonna laugh at him. I'm not gonna say that he's doing terrible at it, because I respect it. If you're in a genre and you're willing to point out the things that are obvious and just still have really well done dialogue in a movie where a story as crazy and as dumb as this is, it works. Because again, none of this should work. You look at the first movie, you look at this movie, none of these movies would work. But how? Because of Rian Johnson. He gets it. He understands what this series is. And again, great following Detective Blanc on another case. I think that is the best way when it comes to a series like this, because when it comes to a sequel, usually you tend to kind of regurgitate the formula, bring back old characters from the first movie. I like the fact that this is a movie that has all new characters. I'm okay with they want to always shuffle out new casts, but keep Daniel Craig there because he is the center character of it all, and everyone else is just supportive, but just brings it all together in a way that feels so special. And for how this movie goes about and how it throws those twists and turns in this movie, it works really well. And for that, I had a really good time with it. The music is stellar. Again, Nathan Johnson creates a score that heightens the tension and lightens scenes with being whimsical. Just like before, the Johnson cousins understand each other. They seem like they have a great relationship with one another, having done multiple movies together. So for Nathan Johnson to just still deliver on a score like this that fits the vibe and tone of it, great. That's how you know you have a composer that just gets this project. He understands what he is in for and what he wants to deliver, And Rian Johnson, he gets to see what his cousin brought him, and he's like, perfect. It just fits my vision, brings everything in a way that feels just right enough to where it doesn't break the illusion or makes it so completely different that it is not the same film. It is all firing on all cylinders. Cinematography is beautiful. Again, cinematographer Stephen Yeldon shoots a gorgeous and stunning film that shows Greece amazingly. Yeldon also does well with closing up on actors to make it personal. Like how in the first film, how he was able to make things claustrophobic and also keeping it very much close-ups of actors and their reactions. This movie still does that, but I do like the fact that they are able to widen it up to all of Greece and some other locations, but rather Greece and the beauty of it and just the look of the Glass Onion Island. I think is amazing. I think it looks gorgeous. It's incredible on how much they are able to show you everything about this place and how beautiful it is. It's a really gorgeous looking movie. The editing is precise. Every cut feels right and never misses. Even some transitions were done well. There's even parts in this movie where there are transitions where there's a phone call conversation. And each time a character is on a call, they'll split it up, and then when a character is looking under and then like moves to the other side of like a box or like an area, it just moves along with them. And I think that is so cool and so effective of wanting to come across the idea of feeling seamless. Nothing here feels like it dips in quality. Nothing in here feels like it just loses steam. It just all feels like all the cuts that were made to this movie felt like they were precisely where they needed to be. The pacing runtime is perfect. Every scene is investing and never dips down in quality. With a runtime of 2 hours and 19 minutes, it flies by pretty quick. I'm really surprised that they are able to really tell this entire story. And sure, it could be seen as long as just like the first movie, but just like that previous film, they are able to make it still investing enough to where it just goes by quick. You honestly don't notice it. Even when I was watching it, I was like, you know what? I'm having such a fun time that by the halfway mark, I'm like, man, I'm still willing to go along with this. This is still amazing. I'm happy with what I have here. The production is incredible. The effort from the crew, along with the props, costumes, and sets, are truly fantastic. For a film that was filmed during the COVID-19 pandemic, it's impressive enough because, again, everything was shut down. Productions on films and TV shows were delayed, but there were some exceptions, this one, of course, being one of them. Even though it was shot in 2021, it's still kind of amazing to see that they were able to make a film like this and be as tightly organized as they can, especially with the guidelines that they had to use. And of course, props, the costumes, the sets, they look fantastic. They look amazing. I really especially love the setting of it being on a private island. I think that's a really good location to have it on. It is amazing on how much that they were able to be isolated, but in a way where it just works for the film, for the time period that both the movie and actual real life was for a lot of the crew work. So it just worked out perfectly. And from what I read, Rian Johnson housed the entire crew on set. So that's pretty awesome of him to do that. The villain is interesting. Unlike the first, the antagonist is more misleading, which makes the cast good at second guessing audiences. Also, they feel like an old school killer, and one that also makes a commentary on something. But I do like how this film, unlike the first movie, which was my only problem with it, worked out well with regards to kind of second guessing who could actually be the real killer. And makes you kind of guess, like, okay, it could have been this person, could have been this person, it could have been that person. And I like that. I think that is a huge improvement in that you are able to mislead audiences, make you think second time, well, as you're watching it, and go, okay, oh, wait, there's new information. Oh, well, now that actually could be the killer. Oh, wait, there's another new information about this person. Okay. That's what I think a whodunit should do. It should throw their audiences off and make you kind of second guess yourself on who the actual killer is. And I like how even in the way in which the killer goes about it, it's not as if it is very easy to like narrow it down. Of course, as the movie goes on, it makes it much clearer, but it makes sense for why this movie wants to just hide the identity because it just would feel right if you had a bunch of people who would have the kind of same motives as the actual killer would have. But it's nice knowing that you have a killer in this movie that's not so on the nose, that is not so leaned on the trope of like, okay, this person is the killer. I like that they were able to kind of step back from that and actually allow the mystery of it to kind of settle in. By the end, it was just a fun time watching a whodunit. Everything comes together well enough that it all feels just right. And again, Rian Johnson just strikes again in the right way. If this man can continue to make more movies like this and just strive to just give audiences what they want and also what he wants, he's got something here. This guy is truly a gifted man when it comes to directing, but also writing. For as much as people want to give so much shit towards him, I respect him so much, and I think it's just awesome that I got to see this in the theater. And I'm very much looking forward to this new one, just like how I was looking forward to this film. I'm going to give Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, a 10 out of 10. This movie's perfect. I honestly think that this is definitely better than the first movie. And the first movie's already amazing. So I don't want anyone to think like I'm throwing shade at the first film. Not at all. I'm happy it was improved. I'm happy that Rian Johnson improved himself with regards to making it feel not only a little bit different than the first, but fix my only criticism of the first movie. I like that. That's great. It just shows that he was able to change course, change trajectory with where he wanted to take the sequel. And for that, I love him for it. And I am very much looking forward to how much this third movie goes about it. I am just even happy that I get to see this and it is up for 2 weeks. So for Rian Johnson, good for him, man. So I will be soon reviewing the Avatar film, starting of course with Avatar. So yes, look forward to those reviews and other reviews coming soon.